Hello everybody. Here I am Dr. Malviya, Assistant Professor, Head Department of Zoology, Pratibha Niketan Mahavidyalay, Nanded. I am sharing my screen with you for delivering some information about the malarial fever. Malaria fever causes due to malarial parasite called as Plasmodium. This is the structure of Plasmodium, which is microscopic and protozoan. It is endoparasite, and I am telling you here about its life cycle. So this life cycle of Plasmodium occurs are of two types. One is called as sexual life cycle and another one is the asexual life cycle. For completing its two life cycles, it has two hosts, and that's why this animal is called as digenetic, that it has the two different hosts. One is man as a primary host and another one is the female anopheles mosquito, which is called the secondary host. Very first, we will see here a sexual life cycle of the Plasmodium parasite. So this is the figure that shown you here, the asexual life cycle of the Plasmodium parasite. It has some steps, and I will tell you that how the asexual life cycle of this parasite occurs in the human being, which is the primary host. What happens when the female Anopheles mosquito suck the blood from this healthy person? At that time, it secretes its saliva for anticoagulation, and along with its saliva, the thousands of sporozoids which is already deposited in the salivary gland of this mosquito, this introduced through the blood circulation of this man in the body. Now, what happened? All these parasites now they enter in the liver cell, and thus the asexual life cycle is begin. Asexual life cycle having the two parts. One is called as liver schizogony, which is causes in the liver of the man, and another one is called as the blood schizogony, which occurs in the, of course, blood cells. In the beginning, the liver schizogony occurs, and again it has the two parts. One is called as the pre-erythrocytic cycle, and the another one is the exoerythrocytic cycle. It is also known as schizogony, that is the sexual life cycle. Now, what happens when the parasites of the Plasmodium enters in the blood? They disappear and attacking the liver cell, and here they increases their number into many and completed the pre-erythrocytic schizogony. After completing first cycle, it enters in the another cycle known as the exoerythrocytic schizogony. After having the many parasites, they are wandering here and they enter in the blood circulation to complete the another asexual life cycle known as erythrocytic schizogony. What happens in this? The parasite attacks the new RBC and it is the feeding stage. Now it absorbs the protein part which is present in the hemoglobin, and the globin is utilized by the parasite, and the hemoglobin or the heme part, which is pigment, it is converted into poisonous hematozoan pigment. What happened? Firstly, it attacks to the RBC here, and then food vacuole appears inside the parasite. It just look like a ring structure, finger ring, so known as the signet ring structure. Then it again divided its nucleus into many, and these arrangement is look like the petals in the rose flower. That's why This stage is known as rosette stage. Now what happened? The parasites, they increase by their number, and this happens to increase the pressure inside the RBCs, and thus the RBC broken down. While breaking down of the RBC, hematozoin chemical which is very poisonous releases in the plasma of that man, and when the plasma having the hematozoin pigment which is poison, it causes fever, and first time fever appears to this healthy person, which is called as malarial fever. So this is about asexual life cycle of the Plasmodium parasite. And what happened? This is the end of the asexual life cycle, and then begins to the sexual life cycle. But sexual life cycle does not carried out in the same human being person. For this, the gametocytes, they are formed by this erythrocytic schizogony, and the parasites now they appear in the gametocyte structure. They are of two types. One is bigger, another one is the smaller one, and the bigger one gametocyte known as megagametocyte or metagametocyte, and the smaller is microgametocyte. Yet these gametocytes at all the stages, they are in the blood cells of the infected human person. Now what happens when the female Anopheles mosquito bites to suck the blood of this infected person? The different stages along with the gametocyte, they enter in the blood blood cell of enter in the stomach of the mosquito here. So this figure shown you that this is the human being structure, and already I have told you that the liver schizogony and the blood schizogony is completed in the human being. This is about the asexual life cycle, and after having the asexual life cycle, gametocytes they are formed in the human being blood. It is sucked up by the by this female Anopheles mosquito, and in this way all the stages they are coming in the stomach lumen of the mosquito. All the stages they are digested by the enzymes, but gametocytes are not, and thus the microgametocytes they are form the sperms, and the megagametocyte they are behave as the egg. Both of the sex cells of the plasmodium then unite with each other to form the zygote, and the zygote is previously round in structure, then it elongates and having some piercing appointed part, and through this piercing structure it rests in the basement membrane of the stomach wall. Now again, the elongated structure is converted into rounded one, and the parasite itself secretes oocyst around it. The single nucleus of the zygote divides into many, and in this way, this oocyst having now the many parasites develop inside it. As the number increases of this Plasmodium parasite, the oocyst also increases, and by the time it is broken down, all the parasites now here known as sporozoites, now they come up in the body cavity of the mosquito, and from there they are going into the salivary gland of this mosquito. Now this mosquito is known as infected female Anopheles mosquito, which is causes for the transmission of the malarial parasite from one person to the another one. And when this infected Anopheles mosquito bites to the healthy person again, through the saliva, thousands of these microscopic parasites they enter in the blood circulation, enters in the liver, come in the RBC, and complete their asexual life cycle. Gametocytes are formed, and then again it is come in the female Anopheles mosquito stomach. So this is the life cycle of the female of the Plasmodium parasite which causes the malaria. And fever occurs here only because of the hemoglobin pigments which are releases in the blood plasma of this infected person. This occurs recurring after 3 days or 4 days as the species are. And the malarial patient having the symptoms that chilling, then the temperature is there and sweating is occurs. And this is about the malarial parasite which is called as Plasmodium microscopic and a protozoan endoparasite. Thank you.